Hi everyone, it's Michelle here from FireFit. Today we'll be doing a sewing tutorial on how to make a face mask. So a COVID mask that you can wear outside to keep yourself safe and keep the community safe. It's also Mental Health Week, and sewing is a really good way to keep yourself busy, keep focused, and it's good for stress relief as well. So it would be good if everyone can try it at home if you've got access to a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can still watch along and hand sew as well. In the future, I'll be giving a hand sewing tutorial on Instagram and YouTube. So I'll show you how you can hand sew if you don't have a sewing machine. Just wait a few more minutes to see if anyone else joins. What we'll need is a paper, a pen, some pins if you've got them. If not, you can do it without pins, they just make it easier. Some elastic or string. If you don't have elastic, you can find it in any old pants or jumpers, anything like that. Things like sleeves have elastic in them. So if you've got any old clothes, maybe you can get some elastic from that. If not, you can just use string, which is fine. You'll need some scissors and also an old t-shirt or any material that you've got lying around. If it's got a nice pattern on it, that would be quite nice for a face mask. This one's just plain. That's fine too. Before we start sewing, we'll need to make a pattern, and that is like a template that we make on paper, and we can save this and use it again, and we use it to measure out whatever we're making and put it on the fabric and draw around it. It just makes it a lot easier and is easier for when you don't want to make mistakes, things like that. And you can save it and reuse it again. So for the mask pattern, we need to start with a straight line, approximately 10 centimeters. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can use a ruler, but you don't need to. Opposite to the straight line, we'll make a semicircle that's just a bit bigger. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect as long as it's looking like this shape. So a straight line and then a semicircle, like a rainbow shape over the top that's slightly bigger. Around this size, so if you're using A4 paper, it's just inside the paper. But again, it doesn't need to be perfect. And then you've got to connect the straight line to the semicircle like this. So it's like a fan shape. And if the size isn't perfect, we're going to measure it up to our faces once it's cut out, and then you can readjust the size. But as long as it fits in the A4 paper like this, it should be fine. So this is the shape that you want. You can hold it up to your face. This is going to be half of the mask, so if it covers half of your face, that's fine. This looks like it's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to trim it down. Just holding it up next to your face, you'll be able to see if the size is right or not. So I've trimmed it down, then held it up to my face, and that looks about right. Then move any rubbish out the way. Try and keep it clear. When you sew and you want your workspace as clear as possible. lay the material out flat and we'll cut out 2 of these shapes. So anywhere that it will fit on the fabric, lay it down and draw around the pattern. And do this again. And then cut out the shapes. Once you've got your 2 shapes, lay one on top of the other and pin along the semicircle edge. Probably only need about 2 pins, and this will keep it together while you're sewing. And now we'll take it to the sewing machine and leaving about a centimetre gap from the edge, just going to sew along the semicircle. And then with the scissors, trim any loose edges. And then turn it inside out. You can see it's starting to take the shape of a mask. And then what we'll do is fold about a centimetre, sorry, not semicircle. So used to saying that. Fold over about a centimetre. And pin down. This is so your edge looks nice and neat. So that's the right side. The wrong side you can see it's folded over, and then we're going to sew along this edge as neat as possible. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So pin down again 1 centimetre. Then we'll need to cut about 15 centimetres, doesn't need to be perfect, of the elastic. And then measure it up against another piece and cut it so it's exactly the same size. Going to fold another centimetre onto the short edge. So fold it again, and this time add one end of the elastic, and then when we get to the end, add another piece like this. And then we're going to do this again on the other side, exactly the same thing. And then go ahead and trim any loose string off the ends. And you can see you've got your own COVID mask. So just neaten it up. And then you can use this outside when you're going into shops, anything like that, and you can wash it in the washing machine. It should be fine to wash. But thanks everyone for watching. If you make this at home, please tag us on Instagram or send us any of your attempts. Hopefully this will keep you busy and stress-free during Mental Health Week. Thanks so much everyone. See you soon.